Engage turbo. Yo YouTube, welcome back. And pretty sure this will be the last ride of the year. So it is second last day of the year. As you can see, got the e-bike out today. And last time I spoke about this e-bike, I was considering purchasing it, I guess. And after spending a bit of time on it, especially during the warmer season, I've really come to enjoy it, and I've pulled the trigger. So this is my e-bike now, Heckler SL. And I can kind of share some thoughts on why I've gone with this bike over all the others. And I'll do that in a longer video. But the short version is basically I was able to get this as an X demo. The pricing was really good, and I really enjoy riding it because it just feels like a normal bike. And it's got enough power for me. So today's ride I think will be a bit of a test of that, because it's a steeper climb than what I'd normally take this on. And that seems to be what really hammers the battery on the Heckler SL. So be interested to see how many laps I can get in. It's also super hot, so that might be a limiting factor too. But drop into this trail. I've never ridden this one before. Looks pretty cool from what I can see. Wow. Yeah, really cool. Wow. Oh, hectic rock garden. Whoa, that's a bit rough. Now where do we go? Around here. That'll be a short one, I think. That may be it. Well, the road's a little busier than I was expecting, which does make it slightly sketchy, but super fast to get up, so should be able to bang out some laps today. Start with what I believe is the main line. You. Oh, pretty steppy and rough through there. Oh yeah, missed that jump like I always do. Okay, we go up there, I'd say, if I want to get that properly next time. Quite steep this bit, nicely built though, rock armoured, and yeah. Oh, very steep actually. Oh, on the brakes too much. Used to be 2 gap jumps coming up. Yeah, that one's still the same. Might skip the tech for now. Mad little janky section down there. Okay, so I've done kind of a lap and a half and just gone down 1 bar of battery, so that's 20% done. So I think that's pretty good. Probably get 6-7 laps at this kind of pace. At the top again. One of the other reasons I thought it would be cool to come and ride these trails is because you get to go past the car every time, and I thought it would be good for setting up the bike. So I wanted to do a little bit of setup work, and the main thing I'm playing around with is this air can, which is the Linear XL air can for the Super Deluxe. I picked that up in the Black Friday sales, and I thought I might just like kind of make the shock somewhere between a Super Deluxe and a Vivid. I really thought that I'd have a video on the can out by now to say this is great and this is how you set it up, but I've really just been going around in circles with it, and I'm not sure that I'm going to leave it on. So today was kind of a chance to have a bit more of a play, go past the car, kind of adjust a few things. On the last run then, it felt like it was pushing on the front quite a bit and not really sitting in. Then it also didn't have like a massive amount of support. So yeah, just kind of still scratching my head a little bit. I'm looking for another trail. Maybe it's not open anymore though. There used to be a track off to the left as well. Maybe they're all gone and this is it. Alright, well, I'll roll through the right track then. There's a massive step up, which I'm not going to hit this run. And let's see how the bike's feeling. Just back the high-speed compression off. Whoa! This bike jumps so good. Whoa! Really haven't ridden it on anything like this. Done a couple of bull-eye days. Hold on. That is such a mad bit of track. Oh, look at the sprayed lines on. See how far you go. Looks like they've added like a little hump here where like most people land. So you get a bit of a downside. But the real downside's down there. I've seen people do it, never been able to let go of the brakes that hard myself. Alright, I can't really remember the rest of this track, but it looks like it's in great nick. Oh shit, definitely a bad line choice. Oh. You gotta pull a gap and you just land in a set of stairs from all the roots. Yeah, setup's just a bit armchairish. Don't know. I'll start down here this time, and I won't stop on the climb, and I'll time how long it goes in boost. So it just dropped down to 20% as I was starting the last climb, and I wouldn't be surprised if it drops another bar by the time we're at the top, or even actually quite soon. I think the whole SL e-bike thing is not going to be a thing for that much longer, because it just seems like the next gen full power bikes are getting lighter and lighter. So like the new Vala is only probably 2 kilos heavier than this, which is noticeable, but I'm sure you could get used to that. It's much better than being, I think my Sight e-bike was 6 to 7 kilos heavier than this, which is a considerable amount. So I did drop that bar of battery probably a quarter of the way into the climb, but that's pretty much 10 minutes bottom to top, which is even quicker than I was expecting. It's pretty bloody good. I don't know how much faster you'd be able to go on a full power. I've been putting in a little bit more effort than I normally would, because the road's a bit sketchy and I want to get it over with, especially in one section, pretty quickly. So that run then, I felt a little bit better. I opened the high-speed compression up on the shock and I closed the low-speed compression on the fork, and that stopped the bike from sort of lurching. It was like on a compression before, the rear would hold up and it would push through the front. So took a little bit of that push from the rear away and then added a bit of support from the front. It still doesn't feel as planted as I would like, especially for this kind of terrain. Like I'd really like a bit more control. But I don't know if I'm going to get that with how I've got it set up with the tokens at the moment. I've got a pump down at the car. I could change the sag. I think I'll check sag again. The travel usage is pretty good. Fork, I've got probably 1 centimetre left, and the shock is a couple mil, so it's probably getting into the hydraulic bit. Alright, I'm gonna hit the first trail again and try and ride everything a bit better now that I know what's coming up. I always get that corner, the line to that corner, too square. There's so many holes to fall into. I get offline on those routes every time down there. I actually get a look at the line. So I need to just go outside. There's all dirt and then boom, easy. Well, we got it. Just. Man, it's so rowdy down here. Alright, we're getting it. Yes, shock's feeling better now. There's the line. Oh, where's the trail? This bit's, hasn't really been ridden much. Hasn't been ridden much. It's an understatement. Oh, that's why. It doesn't go through anymore. Okay. So yeah, shocks felt a lot better then. So that's one click of high speed compression from open, or one minus one from middle. This gave a bit of control I was lacking on the last run, and then that low speed compression that I put into the fork is holding the front up a bit better. Alright, in the interest of science, I've made a change to the air pressure. So I got a little bit softer on the shock, and when I checked the fork it was up a bit as well. So just in the heat I think both ends got a little bit firmer than how I'd set them, and then I've gone softer again on the shock. I will say on the topic of the Santa Cruz Vala, I had this argument with a mate the other day that I'm not that excited about a Santa Cruz bike that's not VPP. Like, I think you come to Santa Cruz for VPP and it doesn't have that. And they talk about, oh, we couldn't package it how we wanted to with this motor and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, to me, there's like, you either love VPP or you hate it. And if you love it, you buy a Santa Cruz, and if you hate it, you buy something else. And well, it kind of sits in the middle where it's like you don't please anyone. But anyway, I'm sure it's a great bike. I was fortunate enough to have a little car park pedal and on one, and it does feel amazing. But yeah, I'd prefer it with VPP. All right, let's see how these changes feel. Thought I'd come back and ride this first track, since it's new to me and there's not as many on the other hill as there used to be. So let's see what I really remember it. But it's a fun one. Rear's definitely more planted with a little bit less air. Some sneaky rock gardens on this trail. First one, try a different line. You tell me if that's better. Oh, narrow through there. Oh, wrong gear. Even with a motor, that's a hard gear. I like that track. I really have a hard time understanding why people hate on e-bikes when they just let you access so many different trails. Like, I've only really ever pedaled this twice on a regular bike, and that was for like a lap or two at the most. It's just not a pleasant climb, so it's definitely like a shuttle place normally. And yeah, here I am smashing out the laps. Kind of sixth sort of lap now. Yeah, this is awesome. Anyway, each to their own, I guess. So it felt a bit nicer with the lower air, just let the rear end sit in a bit more, lower bottom bracket, and then the bike turned a bit better. I'd like a little bit more support, so another token. Lost a little bit of pop, I would say. Guess that's expected. Oh, I got scared and still knuckled the knuckle, the false knuckle. Oh well. Over the roots this time. So easy to bounce offline in this section. I've definitely done that before. That's a much better line. Whoa! Oh. Man, it is rough as guts. Whew. Oh. Alright, pretty successful setup session, I'd say. Bike felt a hell of a lot better than it did earlier, and I was able to ride it a lot more confidently. Turn off Strava up here, check the actual percentage of battery left, so I can see a bit of a, you know, how much vert you get for how much battery on these kind of really steep hills. Okay, so 70% battery used, 30% left is pretty good, I reckon. So it's 20 kilometers, 960 elevation. So potentially 1200-ish. Pretty good. Fun times. Thanks for watching. See you next time I see you.